Welcome to Tell Me About You NC, Richard Ascough. And so tell us, what was your first introduction to NC?
Well, in 1969, it was just after I'd left school, I attended some electronic music classes run by a guy called Hugh Davis, who's no longer with us. But he had been an assistant of Stockhausen, and part of the course, he would play various pieces of music, obviously mostly electronic. But one day he played Steve Reich's four organs and Riley's Rainbow in Curved Air. And these came as a complete revelation to me. And there was a record shop very near to where the college was, Goldsmiths College, now university. And I saw in the window a copy of In C, which was the classic Columbia recording. And I bought that either in 69 or 70, probably 70.
When did you last listen to NC?
Yesterday.
What did you listen to?
So I listened to the Columbia, the original Columbia recording. I just decided to sort of prepare for today. I would listen to it then, but probably previously a few months ago. But most recent was yesterday.
Okay. How many formats do you own NC in?
Well, I've got the original Columbia LP. I've also got that on Spotify. I've got the 25-year anniversary.
Oh, yes.
I have that. I've got this one here. Can you see that? It was that was done by Paul Hillier with the Ars Nova Copenhagen and the Kurama Percussion Ensemble.
That one's a great one.
Yeah, I've got the Chinese Shanghai Orchestra version.
Yeah.
I have that. And then I found today, I'd forgotten I'd got it, a purely keyboard one, which had, for example, John Tilbury and Herbert Henk playing. I think it was a German recording. It lasts about half an hour, and it was broadcast on BBC Radio 3, probably sometime between 1970 and 1972, I think. Possibly 73 or 4, but I don't think any later than that. I've got that. I've heard. I've when I was sort of researching for this, I looked and I see there's one for Indian instruments. I had just a brief listen to that. I think that's probably. I'm trying to think if I've got any others, but that's probably about it.
All right. What impact has NC had on you personally?
Well, as I say, I was introduced to minimalism in 1970, this course, and I was particularly taken with NC, and I started writing my first minimalist pieces in 1970, and two of my pieces use loops like as in C, and where players could play those loops for as how many times they wanted to.
Right.
So it had a direct influence on me.
And what is your favorite performance of NC to listen to?
To be honest with you, I think I probably keep going back to the original Columbia. Yeah. Although I really also like the 25th anniversary one, but those are probably my two favourites. But I think it's hard to. I mean, for me, the Columbia one just really it makes me dance, which I'm not really a dancer, but it does make me.
Have you ever performed in C?
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been trying hard to find. I recall when I was in the Scratch Orchestra, I record taking part in a performance. It's the only time I would have done, but I can't find where it would have been again in sort of 72, 73, somewhere like that. But I've spoken to John Tilbury today, I spoke to Dave Smith yesterday. Dave remembers doing it in Austria when we'd been to Munich, but I only went to Munich, so I didn't go to Austria, so I wouldn't have taken part then. And I can't find when it was, but I know I definitely took part in a performance, but it would have been, say, around about 72, 73.
Sounds like my Roomba going off.
No, that's my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. What was your first performance of NC like?
I remember it sort of really enjoying it. Whether it was a very competent performance, I wouldn't like to say, but I enjoyed taking part in it, yes.
What instrument did you play?
That, again, is what I'm trying to remember. It would have either been flute or recorder.
Okay. What do you think the ideal ensemble size is for NC?
I suppose it depends on the instruments used. I mean, for example, this one that I listened to a bit today, this keyboard version, it's only about half a dozen keyboards.
Right.
But I think if you've got a mixed ensemble, I think you need probably 20, 30 at least.
Okay. What phrase of NC do you find yourself repeating?
I'm not sure if I find a particular phrase, but the bits I really kind of get me particularly going are where you've got quite long held notes against the more rapid ones, if you know.
Right, yeah.
So I really like it when those longer notes come in,
yes.
But against the more rapid parts.
Yeah, I like playing the longer notes in octaves. I play electric ukulele myself, and
oh, right.
So what I'll do, like on phrase 6, which is just a high C, I'll octave it and play the low C at the same time, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Is NC democratic?
Yes.
How so?
Well, I suppose because you all have your choices, but you play within certain parameters. I suppose democracy is like that. There are freedoms, but there are parameters.
Yeah.
I'm not sure everybody in your country understands that at the moment, but we won't go.
It's been a hard week.
Yeah, yes.
It's been a hard week for me.
Yes.
I did this once before. I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah. Where do you live, by the way?
West Virginia. So, right. Used to live in Norfolk, Virginia, and I've when I was in Norfolk, we did I decided to do NC for my birthday.
Right. Well, I've visited Morgantown. I don't know how far that is from you.
It's about 3 hours away.
So, is that south of where you are?
Morgantown is north. Morgantown's in the north end of the state.
So
we're in the south central, in the mountains.
Yeah, no, I had a cousin who lived in Morgantown for a while, and I visited him there. So.
Yeah, so we're in the capital. We're in the big city. Morgantown's probably not that much smaller than Charleston, but Charleston is the cultural capital of West Virginia.
All right.
What's your favorite band influenced by NC?
Well, funny enough, I was struggling with that question, but then I listened to the introduction to this keyboard version, and the introduction was done by a guy called Tim Souster, who again is no longer with us. But he mentioned Soft Machine. Mm-hmm. And I think, yes, and I remember one of the members of Soft Machine, Mike Ratledge, taking part in a prom performance of Keyboard Studies, and he was playing a keyboard in that.
Oh.
So I think Soft Machine were influenced. Apparently, according to Tim Souster, he introduced Pete Townsend of The Who to Riley, and that influenced some of the Who songs. But yeah, that's what I...
All right.
Oh, and of course, I suppose not so much Riley, more Lamont Young influence Velvet Underground, so through John Cage.
All right. What about the Pulse? Pulse or no Pulse?
Definitely Pulse.
Definitely Pulse.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Loopers, yes or no?
What exactly do you mean by loopers? I wasn't sure.
Okay, well, this was actually what Terry Riley started doing, and Steve Reich was doing, where they were taking physical tape and cutting it into a loop. Well, nowadays you can buy it as a pedal, and so when you're performing in C, you can record a phrase into the looper and then press go, and it starts playing the phrase for you. Right.
Okay. Probably not, but I appreciate that it's a link to their early pieces where that's where they kind of, again, this talk I listened to briefly this morning mentioned how both they'd been influenced by tape machines, although of course the piece is effectively an acoustic piece. But
yes,
I think I just prefer the idea of a live performance rather than maybe the. I know it's still live, but I think probably not for me.
Okay, fair enough. How much improvisation should there be in NC?
None, I think. I think the only improvisation is how many repetitions you do. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you should vary from the. I think for me, the piece, you start with one first phrase and you work your way through. I think an ideal performance is where everybody's concentrating on what everybody else is doing, so you don't get, somebody's not playing still one when somebody's on 40. You keep within about half a dozen phrases from each other.
Yeah. All right. Is phrase 35 too long or just right?
I'm trying to remember what 35's like. Well, I don't think I've never thought to myself, well, anything's too long. So I suppose the answer is no.
All right. Final question for you. What would you ask Terry Riley?
What would I ask Terry Riley? In regard to NC, I suppose I'd like to ask him how he came up with the concept. Mm-hmm. What was the major thing that made it that spark?
Well, the story as he tells is that he was on his way to work and it came to him in a flash, and he got home from work and wrote it out that night. So that's the story.
That's the story.
That's the story. And
it's incredible. Yeah, I mean, amazing. It's still a piece that's as relevant today. As I say, I hadn't listened to it for a while, but I was listening to it last night, and I was dancing away to it. It's to me, it's one of the great pieces of the 20th century. But
yeah, well, you should check out NC Molly. Damon Albarn of the English band Blur and Gorillaz recorded it in Mali about 10, 15 years ago, and then did a performance of it at the Tate Gallery in London. And it is phenomenal. And there's a little bit of improvisation in it. They don't always stick to the score, but it's a really good version. So you should check that one out.
Okay. Right, we'll do.
All right. Well, Richard, thank you so much for talking today. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So thanks for listening to another episode of Tell Me About NC. If you'd like to share your experience of listening to or performing NC, drop me an email. My email address is friendwes@mac.com. That's friendwes@mac.com. friendwes www.minimalist@mac.com. Wherever you are in the world, we can have a conversation. Just need a smartphone and a quiet room and a Wi-Fi connection. As DJ Pseudonymous, I host the radio show Radio Eclectica on WMMT 90.3 FM from Whitesburg, Kentucky, on Fridays from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern. You can stream Radio Eclectica on WMMT's website, wmmt.org. I take deep dives into genres as diverse as minimalism, answer songs, thrift store vinyl, post-rock, and Beatles covers. My first show was, of course, on NC, and included many interviews from this podcast. I'm preparing a show on what the Germans call Sprechgesang, or speak singing, where the lyrics are half spoken, half sung. I'll be including examples of speak singing from Wagner's operas, Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton, as well as songs from the traditions of talking blues, talking country, Jamaican dancehall, hip-hop, and alternative rock. Also, I'm organizing several performances in 2026 of NC in Virginia and West Virginia. If you'd like to perform NC with me, drop me an email at friendwes@mac.com. In the next episode of Tell Me About NC, I'll be interviewing Carl Stone, who discovered NC listening to FM radio in Los Angeles in the late 60s. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next episode.